next topic.
What we doing? We're going to the Brethren.
Let's go to the Brethren.
I'm going to open up the Brethren pot.
A Brethren in need
there was one
is a Brethren indeed.
There was one a few weeks ago on the Nintendo Sushi one, I think.
Yeah.
We did a question asked by Neil Harmon. You might remember. I think it was the If Nintendo Bought Sega one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. If Nintendo bought Sega, but at that same time, he asked 2 questions.
Okay.
And like this other one, I really wanted to cover, but I was like, we can't really do it on the same show. It's the same guy. We can't do it like the week after. So it's been a few weeks.
A double Harmon.
People have forgotten about the Harmont.
Yeah.
So at Harmont on Twitter.
Add him.
Is Neil Harmon. He said physical media versus digital downloads, pros and cons. So I'll let you talk for a bit because I just spouted about animation for a fucking week.
Yeah, it's one that I found interesting recently. I'm a big fan of physical. Physical, like, I like buying the box or something. So let's say if it was... Let's start for argument's sake, we'll just go games, because that's obviously what we mostly talk about. Like, I like the way boxes look. I like going into a shop and actually buying a game. Or even getting the parcel through the post from Amazon. Like, I'd actually rather have the box. But, however, I do think digital download is a very, very good thing for stuff like indie games. Like my PS4 more than my Wii U, but my PS4
well,
is
the definite
full.
pro is that there is things that there is no possible way we would get.
Yeah, unless
it was physical.
Yeah,
like there's no way
because it costs more to make the disc than it would to make the game.
Well, no, it's just like they would need like distribution channels, and they would need like a publisher at that point and everything like that.
It'd be that expensive by the time you got it that you'd be complaining because you'd be like, well, it's only a little game. But yeah, like when I play on a lot of the stuff, like I'm playing Valiant Hearts at the minute on PS4. Now that game, I'm so glad I've got it. I've learned so much about World War One for a start, but second of all, it's such a fun game. But if I would never go out and buy the disc version of that. Like it looks it's great on my kind of desktop of my PS4, and I see it and I click on it and I go and like I'll play on it for 10 minutes. I'll put it down. Like that seems ideal for digital, and that's where the digital's really come into its own. However, these like AAA games or these even maybe not even AAA, but anything that's like quite a big experience. I like to have the box. I like to have all the things. I like to get special editions. Like you've seen my my Far Cry 4 special edition with a big statue and everything. It's really cool. And I think that like I think we're in a nice point at the minute. That's a good balance between the two. However, I think it's going. Obviously, everyone can see it going more down the digital road. You know, because
well, there still is a limitation with hard drive space. I know that hard drive space is like getting infinitely cheaper than it was a few years ago, but the games are getting bigger too.
That's true.
Like if you've got, I don't didn't like GTA 5 come on like 2 discs on for like Xbox or something, but one for PlayStation 3, whatever it was. But like I mean, like there's like multiple gigabytes worth of thingy, and the download times. I know a lot of them do that thing where it downloads the majority to your system, like if you pre-order and then like. So it's pre-loaded. Yeah. But still, like, I mean, like, here in the UK, and especially where we are in the UK, the internet's slow.
I think that's rubbish.
But our internet's like the king's internet compared to places in Europe and places like that. And it's kind of like, if you've got like a 12 gigabyte game, that's going to take you a week to download.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, as well, not even that, like, you're going to go over your limits of what you're allowed on the internet in, like, certain places and stuff like that, and it's, like, it's a problem.
That has been an issue, yeah. And that's why, again, the smaller games are ideal for digital download. They're not going to take up as much space. You can fit loads of them on there.
Millions,
if anything.
Billions. Trillions.
And also, I think that it's been good. Digital download's great for getting older games. You know, like me going on like the virtual console. Like, how much would it have cost for me to get all these games hard copy from eBay?
Plus, as well, there's the whole maintenance side of things as well. Like,
that's true.
The consoles and the games are getting older. Yeah. Like, looking there, there's an NES and an SNES right there that are pretty well maintained, but I need to replace the 17 pin adapter, whatever it is on the NES, and some of the SNES games are like running out. I need to replace a couple of batteries on some of the SNES games and stuff like that, and it's like,
the maintenance.
Even if you take like the the cost out of it.
Yeah.
It's still a pain. Like, you've got to have multiple consoles set up. These are not HDMI ready, which most TVs now only have HDMI inputs and stuff. And you've got to get around the conversion or have like a separate TV, like I do for the CRT and everything like that. And it's like, it's a pain.
It is, yeah.
And the digital side of things, yeah, you don't get the original experience using the original control and stuff like that, but it's a lot more convenient.
It is a lot more convenient, and it exposes also people who wouldn't have played them games. Like, how many kids have now played Super Metroid that wouldn't have even thought of getting Super Metroid? You know, like, stuff like that. Like, I think digital is great for smaller games and older games. But however, when anything new comes out, I want the hard copy, I want the real thing. Like, I just... It might be like a vanity thing, but I just like the way they all look. Like, I like having a good amount of boxes on my shelf, and I think that it's just not got the same feeling of. I've bought a few games digitally. Like, I bought Tomb Raider Remastered digitally because I bought the original game on PS3, but I bought the digital version on PS4.
Have you beat it?
Yeah, I beat it like 3 or 4 times. I do.
What's
like
the remaster? Is it?
You can't really. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, if you look close.
If you put them side by side, you can tell. But if you played one and then played the other, you can't.
Yeah,
tell.
there's very little difference.
I hate that on YouTube where they're like, oh, it's a side by side comparison, but not even like between the HD and thingy, like between the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You're like, the fuck? If you're in a normal room with normal lighting and everything, and not just this HD capture and that, you ain't gonna be able to tell.
Exactly. Yeah.
The fuck are they on
about?
I
bought it because it was like 15 quid or something, and I'd played it on PS3, but I couldn't play it anymore because obviously I got PS4 now. So I was like, I'll just buy it and play it, and that was something that I got digitally, but I'd had it physically.
Digitally, real.
I know. Digitally. I pronounced every single letter.
Digitally.
Yeah, that was one of my a good one to get because I'd already had the physical thing. Also, I do think digital's good for stuff like DLC.
Look.
Yeah, the old Dulk. DLC's good, but then we're in a point now though where we're getting stuff like we're having to get patches for games. A developer's becoming a little bit lazier because they know they can patch games later. That's maybe a separate question altogether.
I don't know if it's laziness or just because I don't think any developer wants to ship a bad game.
No,
of course they don't. They've worked on it for years. They don't want to, and they're not being lazy. If they're lazy, they won't work 3 or 4 years on a game.
So there's a pressure of.
There's the pressure of like hitting time. Things like the publishers are the ones who are saying, "Look, this game needs to be out on fucking July the 4th or
this Independence Day
thing, you know what I mean, or else like we ain't fucking funding your next game. You know what I mean, like so. There's that side of things. There's time constraints, but at the same time, as well, like a lot of games are online dependent. A million people connecting at the same time. You can't ever simulate what servers you need, and plus as well, like you may obviously gaming is a business at the end of the day, like making games and. Servers cost a lot to maintain and run and own. That's why they shut servers down for like old games like Halo 2 shut down recently and stuff like that. It's like if they're like overspending by too many servers or like and they don't sell as much, there's like problems there, and it's a funny.
The one issue that I've thought of recently, I've been thinking of quite a lot, is that games are now going to die, aren't they? Do you like all these online only games? Like
online only games will die, yeah.
But that's weird. Because if I go back on Titanfall in a few years, it will be actually unplayable. Do you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of games are gonna actually die because of this whole digital internet kind of world that we live in, which I just find bizarre. Like, it's not like if I
go. But then why would anyone in 10 years want to go on a game where there's no one playing online anywhere?
Well, yeah, I know, but you want to go on games that come out 10 years ago. Now.
No, but the only premise of that game is that it's an online game.
Yeah, that's true.
If I go in 10 years' time, there's no one going to be playing online, so I'm just going to be running
that's what I mean. So it'll be dead and it'll be pointless.
Weird, dead, homeless world.
Yeah, but it'll be dead and it'll be pointless. Like, so it's so weird to think that. Like, when you, like...
Yeah, but then there's loads of stuff like that, like, outside of gaming.
I suppose, yeah.
It's just because, like, gaming and, like, everything, but there's loads of stuff like that.
And I suppose this digital download stuff as well, it doesn't just apply to games. Like, what do you think with movies?
Well, can I talk about games first?
Yeah, sorry. We just went on for a while about that. Go on.
Yeah, you did. No, I used to buy everything like physical. I used to love physical. Then I was like, I'm running out of space. I've got cupboards full of NES games and SNES games.
Yeah.
I've got fucking drawers full of games. I up until I bought every main, like probably like every 5 and up rated 3DS game up until Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Physically. I had fucking loads of them. Games I'm never gonna play, like Asphalt and shit like that. And all there's like I bought them all.
Yeah.
Just I wanted this huge catalog, and then like now I'm like looking at it, and I was like clearing stuff out the other week, and I was like, why have I bought all this shit? I ain't gonna play this.
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 Tetris games for the 3DS.
Well, that's where digital works, isn't it? Handheld.
No, well, then it got to Animal Crossing came out, and we got sent a digital code for it from Nintendo. They sent us a download code, and I had it on the system, and I was like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
This works.
I can just click on this whenever.
And then from then on, I've just bought pretty much everything apart from Majora.
See,
digitally.
but that's a completely different thing in that that handheld digital works perfect. Because I don't want to carry around a little carry case full of games. You know, like I want to be able to switch out and go, I've bought that.
Yeah, but same with my Wii U. And so since then, I was just like, this is cool. I'm gonna do this.
See, I'm different with a Wii U because I think with a home console, I'm prepared to sit down and spend a few hours on a game. Where it's I can invest the time it takes to get up, change the disc, and sit back down. But with a handheld, I'm usually in and out of games. Like I'll do a race on Mario Kart, but I'm fed up with that now. Right, I'll go into my Animal Crossing. What's my town looking like?
Yeah, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. Yeah. Like plus as well, like you said, like on PS3, you was on about Valiant Hearts or whatever, and it's like it's just there when you're thinking. It reminds you, it's like, oh, why don't you play this game? Because it's there on your dashboard. Yeah, that's true. And it's like, and you're like, oh shit, I ain't played that game for a while. Let's go on that.
That's true.
Whereas it's not like, oh, you've got Colin McRae Rally in your cupboard. And like Colin McRae died in a helicopter crash.
But that's not relevant. Yeah, but you could argue that when you open your cupboard to play in a game and you go and you notice the box for Colin McRae Rally.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just when you turn your PS4 and you're just like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, and plus if you've got as many games as like we have, like the games are behind other games and up there and down there and freaking all sorts. It's like unless you've got like this fucking shelf that surrounds your full house and like everywhere, it's like you can't keep track of those things. You've got movies, you've got games, you've got everything. And like movies, like I used to have a really impressive DVD collection.
Yeah.
Now I give a shit. I'll stream stuff.
See, I'm weird.
I'll download stuff.
With movies, I'm a strange one because I like buying physical movies. I've always and I still do it now. Even though I feel like I prefer getting stuff digitally, but I think it's just I'm used to that. Like, oh, I need to buy are you just modelling hats? I'm like,
I was going to see if anyone knows.
All right. I'm like, oh, I want to buy this film. I'll go out and buy it, and I don't even think to buy it digitally. Or I check if it's on Netflix, then fair enough. I'll check Netflix. I'll check Amazon Prime because I'm got both. If it's not on either of them,
you don't go to your old iTunes, anything like that.
No, I've never watched a film on iTunes. So like, and then I'll go out and buy it. Like the other day, I wanted to watch Pain and Gain. Went to Tesco's. It was £4 on DVD. So that's fair enough. Probably cost that online, and I've got.
It'd be more than that.
Yeah, exactly. So some stuff as well is more expensive digitally, and I always think. I feel like I'm getting ripped off a little bit when I buy something digitally, and it's more expensive than the physical,
tangible.
Yeah, that's it.
Holdable physical object.
Yeah, like I don't know why, but it just feels better to have a thing that I can hold. That I spent my money on this thing in my hand.
By the way, you know the giveaway that we're doing for Skull Kid?
Yeah.
Where if people buy a piece of merchandise in March and then tweet us #SkullKid, then they're in for the running. Mm-hmm. Should we chuck in the Majora poster as well?
Oh, it's a cool poster.
Okay, we'll do that.
It's a cool poster. Let's do it. Yeah. So digital and hard copy is something that I go back and forth.
What about
all
comics?
The time.
Because right. I buy all my not comics, like books.
Yeah.
Like books for me to learn, books physical, because I this mountain of text, although I'm reading it all the time online, like when I'm reading like a book, I feel like I need this thing in my hand to read and stuff like that, and I've got like tons of books, like not all non-fiction, like no fiction books. I don't really read fiction, but I've got just tons of them. But with comics it's slightly different. Like I'm very comfortable having them digitally.
Yeah, I'm comfortable having them digitally, but I'm 50-50.
And as well, like, because I'm running out of space now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have all these comics. I've got a lot of physical comic books. I've got, like, tons of series. Like, they're all under a bed.
Yeah, yeah.
And in a box. It's like, what's the fucking point? Yeah, but like, so like here's my phone.
Yeah.
Right. On here, I've got hundreds, if not maybe 1,000 comic books.
Yeah.
Here, in this huge physical tome of thingy, I've got a few Fantastic Four volumes. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's a lot of volumes in there.
Did you bring that up specifically for show and tell?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like, it's fucking. Is that comfortable to read?
No.
It's really heavy, you know. Like, you can't really.
Oh, if you want me to do show and tell, I'll show you my Shakespeare book.
Because it's like because it's fucking great. I mean, the actual print quality on this thing is fucking through the roof. It's the nicest prints I've ever seen of like anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? But because of that, it's real thick, heavy weighted paper and everything like that. Yeah. And this book is not comfortable to read.
No.
All of the Marvel omnibuses, they're fucking impressive to have, like really cool, but they're just not very practical. And it's like, I've got more comics. Well. I've got more comics on this.
Yeah.
Alongside all my messages, my emails, my fucking games.
Yeah.
I don't play on phone games, but like whatever else I've got on there, on this thing. Whereas this fucking army tank, this Sherman tank of a Fantastic Four omnibus, Volume 1, is See, and as well, this was like, I don't even know how much money. It was a lot of money.
Yeah. See, with me, what I do is
the retail price is $100.
That's a lot. If I want a comic book, like if I'm passionate about a series, I'll buy the physical copies. Like Walking Dead, I'll buy the physical ones because I really enjoy looking at the physical book. I like the way it looks on my shelf. I like it. Anything else, if it's stuff that I'm half interested in, I'll get on Comixology. So like the Ninja Turtles series, I'm reading on Comixology because I'm not that bothered about Ninja Turtles. But since
you got Ninja Turtle socks on,
I do have Ninja Turtle socks on. I've started enjoying the comic, but not enough to go out and spend quite a bit of money on each comic. So I've started doing it on Comixology, and I think that again, it's one of them things where I like to mix. It's exactly the same as anything else. I think this is the deal: is that I don't want to choose between digital or physical. Some stuff I want to get physically. I want to get physical copies of new games. Physical. I want to get physical copies of films. I want to get physical copies of things. I want to get digital as well.
Digital. So, like, where do we go on the Madonna or Kylie? I them two mix up for me. Is that Kylie or is
I don't care.
Probably Madonna.
Is my answer to that one.
So where do we go on the Madonna front?
What do you mean?
Like, if you have to pick, I want to get physical, or I want to get digital.
So what, I have to choose?
Yeah.
But why? Why do I have to choose?
I don't know. Why do we fucking sit and talk to people every week? It's fucking pointless.
They're both equally as important to me. If I had to pick one, I would probably go physical.
I want to get physical, physical.
Only because I don't want to live in the world where there's...
You don't want to live in the world. Kill me now.
Where everything's digital.
Okay.
I would rather pay a little bit more for a physical thing than get it digital.
Comic books are weird though because they're only like 20 pages, but if you've ever researched into looking to get things printed, it costs a fucking lot to print stuff in full colour, and that's with shit paper.
Yeah.
If you've got good quality paper, it costs a fucking ton. And like, so the actual cost of like physical comics is exponential. Like, and because the actual cost of printing is.
But physical comics are still cool and the old.
But I wanna get digital.
Yeah.
Digital. You see what I did? I sort of
you want to do everything digital, because you got to choose.
No, but you've got to pick. No, it's not. You aren't going to chuck. You've just got to pick which is the best.
So you prefer digital?
No, I prefer having physical, but it's more practical for me.
Yeah, it's true.
As a real life human being, to have things digital.
Yeah.
Like if I'm scooting about somewhere.
On your scooter.
No, on a train. I'm training about. I can just like fucking dig in, just jump in and read like whatever comic I want. But then, I'm like, I'm in the mood for thingy. Whereas if I'm on a fucking train and I've got like fucking 16 suitcases to carry all these different Marvel tomes around with me.
You don't have to buy them like that, do you? Like, if I'm going on a train journey, I'll get a Walking Dead comic that's like...
But again, train, like, I'm on my 3DS... Bam, 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 I want to play that, want to play that, want to play that. No, fucking, I need, go in my suitcase, get my Fantastic Four omnibus, get my fucking Captain America omnibus, and a fucking 3DS cartridge out.
Yeah.
Because I want to play Asphalt.
It's true. It's a really nice era that we live in now for both.
So that's why I'm going, I want to get digital, digital. Like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas you're going physical. I like physical. I prefer physical. I agree with you about having something tangible and physical, but at
also
the same time, practical wise and like space wise, I wanna get digital.
Also, I think like stuff like amoebas and stuff like that won't be a thing if we didn't still have physical. Because it would just be...
No. That's their answer. No, I think the opposite. That's their answer to everything's going, like, digital. So, like, shit, we need to make something to keep the retailers happy, to keep things happy.
Things physical.
So, yeah, but that's what I mean. If everything was just thingy, then we probably wouldn't have Amoeba.
Yeah,
it's a reactionary to that.
That's true in some ways, but yeah, that I can see what you mean. That's created that. But then at the same time, it's like, I mean, if everything went digital... GameStop, all these would have to turn into just like a toy shop that just sold Amoebas and Skylanders and Disney Infinity.
Which they are.
Yeah, but they're still selling physical copies and stuff.
Yeah, but that business model can't handle.
It's not gonna like. Yeah, I reckon it's got another
game with our biggest retailer. They've gone into what freaking whatever it's called, liquidation.
In 5 years, they'll be in a massive amount of trouble unless something big happens in the physical world.
Physical, physical, digital, physical, digital.
And if you want to see the remix version of that, we'll record it for YouTube.
Definitely not.
No, I can't be bothered. So we'll call it there.
Call it quits. Call it evens. Call it Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, we will.
So Steven Gerrard, how do they get hats like this? Hats like the one I was wearing at the beginning of this video, and other physical
cool t-shirts.
items. How do they get physical items or digital items with the Cooper Club?
So physical items.
Fucking wait 1 minute. Here's my marketing hat.
Okay, you look like a blind Samuel L. Jackson. Right. So what? That's really put me off. It's weird. Yeah. So NintendoSushi.com/shop for all your merchandise needs. Also, we have the Cooper Club. So the Cooper Club. Check it out. There's loads of different kind of tiers, loads of different levels. Of the Cooper Club that you can join, ways to get more of this, than you're already getting. It's a little bit of money a month, but it's not a lot, and it's ways to thank us, reward us, and get more for yourself. So everyone wins, and that's it. So check it out. Go on NintendoSushi.com. Look at the Cooper Club. Look at the shop, and we'll love you and leave you.